And my presentation is called Rejecting the Sisterhood, Women Who Hate Other Women. And I found that if we try to find equality between the sexes, one of the largest obstacles that we might have to overcome is women themselves. And I found that some women find it easier to reject their gender as they strive to escape this oppression that seems to exist. But I feel that as you ignore this oppression and strive to forget your female counterparts, you're only allowing this oppression to continue to exist. Before I go any further, I think it's important that I define sisterhood. And sisterhood in this context goes beyond blood relation that you might find in your family, and it's not the sorority idea of sisterhood. It implies more of a natural link that women are supposed to feel towards one another regardless of sex, creed, or race. And while this may seem idealistic or impossible, it can't be, because you never really hear about males not being able to get along. And for some reason, this is not true for females. Bell Hooks once said that women must work harder to overcome alienation from one another. And perhaps this could stem from the idea that women are natural enemies. And since we can't get along, this suggests that no women can be trusted, and there's a constant competition where there's no room for teamwork between females. And for quite some time, it's been suggested that women are the weaker sex. And this is a quote from Aristotle, so this is quite a long time ago. The female is female by virtue of a certain lack of qualities. We should regard the female nature as afflicted with a natural defectiveness. And it's no wonder that females might try to dissociate themselves from this. They've been told that females are fundamentally flawed and can't measure up. And if one accepts this idea of females being fundamentally flawed, they're left with little desirable options. They might try to tear other females down in order to find some sort of sense of accomplishment, or they can reject the competition altogether and turn towards males as a way to reject this competition. And as I continued to research this, I found that there is a number of books that have been written to teach females how to get along with other females, and I was just kind of dumbfounded by this, because you never find this with guys. I don't think they need some kind of primer to get along with one another. And as I looked at these books, it seemed like they were more of a step backwards, because they were rooted in encouraging women to downplay their positive attributes and reject compliments in order to make other females feel more adequate. And it kind of had this idea that women should be docile creatures and, just kind of accept everything for what it is and, never really try to compete with other women, because obviously this woman should be better for you to protect her ego. And this is confusing to me, because I don't feel like women are docile creatures, and I thought that we were trying to empower women with books like this. Is that? And as I continue, I can't overlook my own personal experience with females. And I've had a lot of female friends, but I've had a hard time holding on to them. And all these girls in this picture, I was friends with them at one point, and now, for reasons that seem insignificant, I don't even talk to them anymore. And as I had these failed friendships with females, I continue to try to distance myself from them. And while there does seem to be this constant competition that goes on between females, I was definitely not excluded from it, but I strove to distance myself from it, and I surrounded myself by male coworkers and friends, and I found myself saying things like, women are evil, I don't understand them, I want nothing to do with them. This was problematic because I was a women's studies major and I was supposed to be a feminist and understand other females, but for some reason I couldn't make it click, and I had to have a sit down with myself and ask myself, what was I gaining from rejecting my own gender? And as I look back at this time when I only hung out with guys, I realized that I was doing myself a huge disservice. And to say things like women are evil was only hurting myself, because I am a woman, so I was calling myself evil, and that's not gaining anything. And the further I looked at this, I realized that if I ever really wanted to understand myself as a woman and as a feminist, I needed to try to understand these other women that I had tried to shun myself from. After I looked at my own experiences, I started to ask my other female friends and coworkers what they thought about females, and I got some things like this. One girl said, "I don't like girls, I don't get along with them, and they don't get along with me." Another said, "I've never had any close girlfriends. I guess I would say all of my friends are guys." Another woman bluntly said, "Girls are just bitches." Someone else said, "I don't know, I'd rather just hang out with my boyfriend." Another comment was, "There's too much drama when girls get involved. I'd rather not get involved with all the cattiness." And finally, "I feel like girls don't understand me. They don't like the same things I like." I wasn't really surprised when I heard these things. I was just disappointed because I found that this was a deeper problem that wasn't just me. And something else that I feel like might prevent girls from being friends with one another is the fact that we're too hard on not just ourselves, but other females. And I think it's kind of crucial that we start to look at each other as humans and try to relate to one another. Phyllis Schessler, author of Women in Humanity and Women, once said, "Once I believed that all women were kind, caring, maternal, valiant, and ever noble, and that all men were oppressors. Living my life has helped me to understand that, like men, women are really human beings, as close to apes as to the angels, capable of both cruelty and compassion, envy and generosity, competition and cooperation." This statement illuminates the illusion that many women need to come to terms with. Women are not capable of malice or betraying the stereotype of a kind and complacent woman. In this, I hope that women will learn to accept one another and embrace sisterhood. If we can learn to respect and to relate to one another, we might be able to function better as a team. And perhaps this team of women could eradicate oppression and one day break that infamous glass ceiling.